Welcome back to Bible and Blues, and I am currently interviewing my ChatGPT, Emma. Hi, Emma. Say hi.
Hi there. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on Bible and Blues. I'm excited to chat about TMS and anything else you want to dive into.
Okay, so we call it TMS. Let's let the audience know. TMS is Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation, and the reason we're talking about is this is a therapy we're going to be doing with my wife, who is a stroke victim, and she had her stroke 22 years ago. And real quick, Emma, you were actually the one who told me about it initially. I was just kind of asking about therapies and stuff. What exactly is transcranial magnetic stimulation?
Absolutely, and I'm really glad we're talking about it. So, transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS, is basically a non invasive therapy where they use magnetic fields to stimulate certain areas of the brain. They place a coil near your scalp, and it kind of sends these magnetic pulses that can help activate or modulate the brain cells in that targeted region. For stroke recovery, the idea is that TMS might help improve some of the brain's plasticity, which could help your wife, regain some function or improve symptoms even years after the stroke. So it's a pretty exciting and hopeful therapy to explore.
So one of the things I've heard is that it's actually better for people with chronic symptoms than new stroke victims. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so that's a really interesting point, and there is some truth to that. TMS has been studied quite a bit in people with more chronic, long term stroke symptoms, and it seems to show promise there. The idea is that when someone has had symptoms for a long time, their brain may need a little extra help to rewire or re engage those neural pathways. TMS can kind of nudge the brain in the right direction. Of course, it doesn't mean it can't be helpful for newer stroke patients as well, but there is definitely some optimism about its role for people who've been dealing with symptoms for quite a while. So, in your West case, it could be a really interesting option to explore.
Okay, that's interesting. Um, so we have our first consultation coming right around the corner, and what can I expect from that consultation?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for that first consultation, you can expect it to be pretty straightforward and informative. The specialist will likely go over your wife's medical history and the details of her stroke just to get a good understanding of her situation. They'll probably explain how TMS works, what the treatment sessions would look like, and what kind of goals or improvements you might be able to hope for. It's also a great time for you to ask any questions you have, whether
Mhm.
it's about
I'm sorry, I interrupted you with a little clearing of my throat there. Continue.
Oh, no worries at all. Just picking up where we left off. Basically, that first consultation is really just your chance to get all the info you need and feel comfortable. So definitely ask any questions that come to mind. The specialist will guide you through what to expect, and then you'll be all set to decide if it feels like the right path.
Yeah,
So
so yeah, we're really excited about the whole concept because I mean, after 22 years, we've been waiting with no essentially no hope for all intents and purposes. Now suddenly we have some hope for something. Now how help me uh, temper my expectations here a little bit because I mean, really, in my head, I have her walking and talking and gardening with me and doing things with me. What are my odds to to get all of that? I mean, really, in a realistic point of view, keep it real.
Absolutely. And it's totally understandable to feel that excitement and hope after waiting so long. And it's also really wise of you to want to temper those expectations a little bit. So, to keep it real, TMS can be very promising, but it's not a guaranteed miracle cure. Everyone responds a bit differently, and the improvements can range from subtle to more noticeable. So, it's possible you might see some really nice gains in certain areas, like maybe a bit more mobility or smoother speech, but it might not be a complete return to everything exactly as it was before. So I'd say stay hopeful, but also patient and celebrate any progress you see along the way. It's all about those small wins, and whatever improvements come are definitely steps in the right direction.
Yeah, because I don't expect it all to come back. I mean, everything. I expect, certain things like her hand is in a constriction mode and her right arm doesn't move at all. But what I would expect is maybe her right arm starts to be able to become useful, but her hand won't open up properly. Things like that. That's almost expected for me. Her right leg, her foot has been dealing with drop foot for a long time, so that's going to be a lot of physical therapy to get that, to be able to get that foot in a position where we can put a brace on it so that it could bear weight. Of course, we have to figure out if she can even bear weight. So it is it's kind of I'm hopeful, and yet I need to understand that it's not going to be a miracle. We're not, so anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate you, Emma. We'll be talking again about this soon.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really grounded and healthy way to look at it. It's great to have that hope and at the same time be realistic about the journey. So I'm really glad we got to chat about it. And I'm always here whenever you want to talk more. Thanks for having me and good luck with the consultation.
Thanks, Emma. Say goodbye.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on and goodbye for now. Keep me posted on how it all goes.